I want to talk about a very special topic today, and the topic is about site visit. Site visit is whereby a designer, a contractor, or a builder does his initial visit to a project. Why is it important? It is important because most of the procedure of working basically is you have to see, as an artist, you have to visualize the space. And visualization, how does it help an architect or an interior designer? Most of the times after the visit, that is when you start now conceptualizing the project. Conceptualizing is now drawing the drafting of the project, probably by pencil or maybe on ArchiCAD. And how would you manage to do that if you haven't seen? So most of the times we do these visits so that we can put the picture of the house into our brains, so that when I come back to sit down and start doing the designs, I can picture and remember there was a window here, there was a door here, there was a beam here. At times on the architectural drawings you might miss some points, and those would be sometimes the beams, sometimes the heights of the doors, sometimes the heights of the windows, and at times even the positioning of the doors. At times contractors, while putting up the structure, they end up probably omitting things or adjusting things, and probably when you're doing the designs you want to get them right. Another point is, this is now on a personal level, when I do my site visits, and probably the reason being is most of our projects we are dealing with people who are not on the ground. So I'm doing the site visit and you are not there, or the client is not present on site. Probably he's just sent a representative to open for us the site and we view. Mostly the other reason for this is I go to that project and I start giving you my mind. Before even coming back to sit down, I just want to run my head and design the space out of my head and say, this is the main entry. This entry I would have done this. As you enter, on my first right is the main lounge. On the other opposite side, that is the dining area, and far beyond the dining area, this is the kitchen. We have a wall between the kitchen and the dining. Probably I'll open it up by removing this wall, or maybe putting a bigger opening. As I continue doing that, I design this space out of my mind without thinking so much. Then go all the way to probably to the terrace. That is after the ground floor, I go to the first floor. I go from the first floor, I go to the terrace. Then I go to the outside and probably throw some ideas on the structure of the house. And then after that, I share the clip with my client, and then the client will run through the clip. When running through the clip, they will realize that at some point, maybe 90% of my ideas are their ideas, and basically maybe the 5 or 10% of some of the ideas I come up with are things they've never thought about. And most of the times we receive answers like, that is critical, I had never thought about that. And that is one main reason, and that is again the reason why I like going to site visits without the client, because you go to the site with the client and they keep on telling you exactly what they want. When you come back and you want to exercise your freedom of creativity, your mind is a bit locked. Number 3, most of the site visits are done at the initial stage of the project, but we can also have progressive site visits even after the project has been commissioned. The main reason why we do that is basically to also supervise, or to also oversee and see if there are things that come up. There are times things come up during the implementation stage and you are forced to change the route, or to change the method or to change everything that is probably in a specific space. You design the ceiling probably for that lounge to be step down ceiling, and that is maybe a 100 mm drop. Then you realize you just missed a small point on site, maybe during the site visit, and probably there is a beam, or there is maybe a small beam, or there is a pipe or something, and then this forces you to change the design to coffered ceiling so that you can hide a few things here and there. And that is another reason, apart from just handing over the project to my project manager and basically maybe the fund is on site, I do progressive site visits, and at times something can come up, or I can go and sleep and dream or see something that can enhance that space much more better than what was put on the design. And that makes me come back to the client and tell the client, by the way, I thought about something, or I figured out something that will make this space look much more better. Then we go back even to the design again. During the project implementation, we go back to the 3Ds. I put it into 3D, share, they approve, and then we move on. Guys, I acknowledge our fans and our clients who are benefiting from our content all around. At Keith Interiors, where style meets elegance.